morning, everybody. We are live Monday morning. Today's October the 8th. October the 8th. So we're here this morning for 23 minutes of rock star motivation, and we know all you guys are busy out there, all the grinders and hustlers of the world. So kind of the focus here is just a little bit of insight of some local celebrities, local faces, local personalities that get up each day like the rest of us and try to find some success in the world. So this morning I've got with us none other than Mr. Josh Kelley with today Allstate Long Lewis, and like to just get an insight from you, Josh, because I mean, we've known each other for quite some time. I know you help out with a lot of different projects. Next Gen from Chamber of Commerce. I know you've been a great asset to my family and business as far as great insurance opportunities there. But tell the folks out there that I've got ties to a little bit about Josh Kelley and what Josh Kelley's got going on. I know you got another project, Sock Dudes, is that right?
Yeah.
So you always have something going on. So
well, it's funny because I've got a lot of buddies that fish and hunt and
treetop therapy,
play golf and things like that, and I like to do all of that, but I like to, I don't know, man. I guess my hobby is working, and so like where a lot of guys in their free time to zone out, they do the treetop therapy or do whatever else. Well, I like doing other business stuff. So we have a consulting company with two other people, and we help local businesses with different things on their helping them grow, helping them make more money. And then out of that came a website, a business we started called the sockdudes.com, because there really wasn't a place to get a lot of cool socks, and I like cool socks. And so we did that, but so that's my free time is, man, I don't really have any free time, but it's by design, a lot of that. So I'm married. My wife's name is Tasha. We've been married 13 years. I got 3 daughters, 10, 6, and 3.
Is that a challenge?
Sydney, Sadie, and Sophie. I say I'm a minority in a sorority. So I live with 4 women. That is a unique challenge every day. Every minute, that's a unique challenge. But we live in Muscle Shoals. Of course, my main focus is the Allstate agency, and we have 4 locations across the state. Fixing to open up 2 more this year. Stay tuned. And got a couple more on the horizon for next year, and it's a lot of fun. We turned 3 years old October 1st. And prior to that, I ran a consulting company where we coached insurance agents. I did that for 9 years.
So you coached insurance agents before you actually went in full bore.
Yeah. We did sales training, direct response style marketing, everything to help them write more business, keep more customers, do it more efficiently. And it was awesome. I loved it. I learned so much. I met so many awesome people. But I was gone like 3 weeks out of the month traveling, and I enjoyed the traveling, but it's funny, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today some too, is you get focused on business and making money, and I was making a bunch of money, but the main thing wasn't the main thing anymore,
Right.
Where you're focused on grinding and going, and there wasn't any balance, and I was missing a bunch with all my kids at home and my wife.
3 weeks is a long time, and it was spread out.
And it was every month, I mean, like that. And so one day it kind of hit me. It's like, man, fast forward 20 years with my daughter say, I'm sure glad Dad made all that money. We had stuff, or what, I sure am glad Dad was there for everything. And I think it would be the latter. So I had to make some adjustments, and that's when decided to stay home, and we, Todd Willett and I got together there at Long Lewis, and we opened up an insurance agency inside the dealership, and fast forward 3 years, here we are.
Well, Josh, I mean, it's with all of that on your plate, and of course, the time that I've known you, we've been pretty close. You definitely are are faith driven. I mean, I know you have a wonderful spouse and a great family, great girls and stuff. So it's apparent that's your big why, or a part of that. What would you say your morning ritual would look like? What gets Josh started each day?
So this was pretty fun because I did a lot of things on purpose, and I knew I did a lot of things on purpose, but they've all become a routine. And we were talking before the video started, and I was so excited about doing this because it made me think about why I was doing what I was doing.
Right.
Because I used to do it on purpose, and it became a habit. I just do it. So
because I gave you a lot of prep time.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what are you doing Monday at 7 a.m.?
So my day starts off. I get up before everybody about 30 minutes, and I think it's so important how you start your day and end your day. With something positive, and that looks a little different for me each day, but I keep 2 or 3 books at all time that I read. That's the way my brain works. I have to read 3 at a time because when I'm reading something, and I don't mean I'm not reading romance novels, it's all self-help, get better stuff. And I'll read a chapter, then I'll read the chapter, and then I'll read the chapter, then I'll go back and read that same chapter 4 or 5 times. So it takes me a long time to go through a book. And after about 3 or 4 days, I'll switch to another book, and so I keep a lot of them going. I do a lot of Audible on my phone and that type of stuff. But every morning when I wake up, I don't grab my phone immediately. That's so hard to do because everybody sleeps with their phone by their bed. This is my alarm clock and everything else. So I mean, it's not a bad thing. I do it too, but it's so easy to grab the remote and turn on the TV and watch the news, or grab your phone and start scrolling through Facebook and that type of stuff. So the first thing I do is I jump in and I'll take in, I'll read an article or something. I'll take and read a chapter in the book. I'll listen to some music. I'll pray every morning.
So wait. I know you're pretty distinguished gentleman in the things that you have an interest in. So music. What music is in your playlist?
Right now, the music in my playlist. I just downloaded the Muscle Shoals Small Town Big Sound, and it's super awesome. I just downloaded that one. Let's see. I've got on iTunes here. The last few songs I listened to was the White Stripes. Got some Red Hot Chili Peppers. I just downloaded the Steve Perry album, the new one.
You love it, don't you?
No, it was disappointing. If you had asked me a week ago how excited I was about the new Steve Perry album, I would have told you, this guy could sing the dictionary, and I'll buy it. Not only was it weird, it sounded weird, it was horrible, but I listen to a lot of different stuff. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in. If I'm working on stuff, I'll listen to some jazz. I like worship music. I love rock and roll. I like some rap. I like country. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Really depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But in the mornings, a lot of times I'll listen to something that's like get me going. And my wife is not a morning person. She's not a midday person either.
You shared that with Facebook many occasions.
She's not a midday person either, if I'm being honest. She doesn't like me very much in the morning. But sometimes I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like getting going and things like that. But it's one of those things where I don't have a choice. I got to.
Yeah.
And if I get up and I'm grouchy and I set the tone, then all 3 of my kids are going to be grouchy. And so I like, I'll listen to something in the morning that's fired up. I've got this one song. I have no idea what the song is or what it's about. It's in Spanish, and it fires me up. It's such an awesome song. He goes dun 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 dun, and it does it over and over again, and my wife hates it. But I lock the door in the bathroom so she can't turn it off.
Right.
But so I first start off with reading something, listening to some podcast, listening to some music.
So you're planning the day, or
absolutely. I start off with something positive, something good. And then especially on days where I'm kind of, because we all wake up like that sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we feel like it in the middle of the day. I'll fake it till I make it.
Right.
You know, I'll listen to something because some of this music and things like that, I mean, you can't listen to it, not smile or not dance or not bob your head. And,
Right.
But that's
not every day's not a win.
no,
right?
no,
So,
no. But you got to make it that way, you
yeah.
know. So that's the way I do, and then I like taking long showers. There's no technology. There's no kids. Anybody with young kids knows that there's very few moments that you have privacy, you know. And I've got a big, huge shower. It's 6 foot by 6 foot, 2 shower heads, and I got a tankless hot water heater. So
So you can go
I never run out of hot water.
as long as you need to go.
I'll take a 20, 30, 40-minute shower every morning.
Yeah.
That's my zen time. I chill out. I might pray, meditate, you know, whatever it is you're into, you know, that's some time to just kind of chill out. Nobody's talking, nobody's bothering you. I got music going, a little speaker in there, you know, and so that's kind of my routine as far as getting going. One thing that I found that is made my days go better too is when I plan out the night before, and I think the night before is just as important as the morning, because same thing too, if the last thing you watch is that CSI episode where everybody gets murdered and you go to sleep, I mean, and I like those shows. I watched The Walking Dead last night.
If you know my wife, right? So it's every week. She starts to tell me this you know, headline or this event that's taking place. And then she stops. She's like, "Wait, that's CSI. I'll watch that. Just disregard that.
Those
disregard.
shows are good, you know. But
yeah.
if the last thing I did last night before I went to bed was watch Walking Dead, that's not a good way to end my night, you know. But I'll take and plan my morning out too. Like if I watch a show like that or something, that's what me and my wife do. Once we get the kids to bed, we sit on the couch and watch TV. That's our quality time, our quiet time. And I'll do something, I'll watch YouTube videos or something motivational or read, but I go through and get all my clothes laid out. I iron everything. I've got a certain spot to put everything. I've got my socks somewhere.
You're pretty OCD.
I'm 100% I am.
You're pretty
I've got my
OCD.
underwear on the cabinet. I got a pair of shorts on the cabinet because when I come out of the bathroom, my kids have taken over my bedroom, you know, so you can't just walk out. And so, I've got everything laid out the night before, even down to my medicine that I take every morning and stuff. I've got my keys in a certain spot, so that way I can just not think, you know, and just do my thing. So that's my morning routine. But I think the big takeaway from that is starting with something positive.
Right, and stay consistent with it. Would you say consistency is pretty critical?
Absolutely.
To your success thus far?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you a tough question, right?
Okay.
And we're pretty transparent on these topics. You know, has it always been easy? Has it always been everything have you always hit home runs when you step up there in business and life?
No.
Right? Because this is a message I want to send out to local faces, you know, new entrepreneurs, you know, experienced veteran entrepreneurs, you know, no matter what industry you're in. I mean, you know, there's failures, right? The failures seem to carve us out to be the success that we are, and we know that, you know, we're beaten when we're throwing the towel.
That's right.
So, you know, is there any hardships that have helped build Josh Kelley?
Whole life. You know, there's always, you know, it goes back to that, I think it's Michael Jordan said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know, I've taken a lot of shots. You know, but I've had a lot of success, and I've had just as many failures. And I think it's that bounce back that, you know, back in 07, 08, I lost everything I owned.
Right.
I did. You know, I think a lot of people knew me from, I had a tidy car, had the limo service.
That was a pretty big operation.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I had the car wash, a limo service. I had the car lot, had bottom dollar auto sales. I had a record company. We were doing mechanic work, and I had a home theater business all at once. And you know, looking back,
how old were you?
I was in my early 20s, man.
Right.
I'm 35
crazy.
now. I mean, that was. I was 22, 23.
First, that's bold.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bold to just take on a challenge, you know, that size and you know, maybe a little crazy.
Yeah, no,
right?
absolutely. I didn't know any better. I remember I got $1 million loan when I was 21. It's exactly how much it was what I paid for the car wash and all that stuff on my signature, no money down. That's probably why all the banks crashed shortly after that.
Because of Josh Kelley and this.
But, you know, looking back now, then I was just going. You know, looking back now, you know, I was building my empire, and you see all the things that, and I'm so thankful for all the failures because how much I learned. But, you know, then, and I wasn't spending money crazy and living a lavish lifestyle or anything like that. It was just, I had all this money and I was making a ton of money, and I was thinking, you know what? I don't need all this. Let's take and put it back in. Let's do something else. And what happened was I had all of these things going, and it took my focus off of the main thing. It goes back to the main thing, the car wash, because I was doing all these other things. The car wash, I'd gotten complacent because I was so good at it.
Right.
And I don't mean that cocky, but I was. We did an awesome job and everything, but it got bored. It got boring. You know, I was bored from it. And so and especially people that think like we do, and maybe some people watching this, that's easy to do. Because if you're good at something, sometimes it can get boring and not challenging. And instead of trying to focus and make that better, I focused my attention on 20 other things. And I truly believe that you can't juggle 50 plates at once or do 50 things with excellence. You might can do 2 or 3 things if they're tied in together. But I was doing so many different things that wasn't tied into each other. I look up one day and I was like, oh crap, I don't have any money because this was paying for this and that
Right.
and this and that and this, and I ran out of money.
Yeah.
And I hung on probably about 6 months longer than what I should have, just because of my pride and ego, you know, because I'm not going to fail. And I'll never forget it. Jeff Chandler, some of y'all might know him. He's been a mentor of mine for a long time. He owns Allstate Signs, and he's got the car wash now where Tidy Car was. And he told me one day, Josh, sometimes you just got to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
You know, I said, man, that makes so much sense. I shut it all down and kind of refocused and jumped back in.
Because as long as it's alive, it's a success.
Yeah, you know.
On the outside.
Yeah, and because I was hanging on, and I didn't need to be hanging on, you know. Because I didn't want to let people down. I didn't want to let myself down. I'd made some promises and all this stuff. So.
And so you had kids at that time.
Oh yeah, I had one. I had one at that point in time.
Yeah. That's brave.
And it sucked. I remember the most uncomfortable conversation I ever had was having to go to my wife and say, "Hey, you got to go back to work." That sucks, man. As a man, as a father, as you know, hey, I need to go back to work. And that sucked. You know,
one thing you can't buy hustle, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't go to the doctor, you can't get a prescription for it, you can't just wake up one day and say, I'm gonna be a grinder, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're born with it, so it's apparent that you were born with that high level of hustle.
Yeah.
One thing that we're not born with is experience, right? So you know, it's we have to live and learn. And some of life's biggest and best lessons are not those that you can pick up a book or take a class for. Although, there's lots of classes and stuff you can take up there now, easier than ever, about, you know, don't do this, do that, you crash and fail. But, you know, we don't listen to that.
Unfortunately, most of the things in my life that sunk in the best are the lessons I learned the hard way. You know?
The most expensive.
But I'm super thankful for that experience and the person that it made me. My marriage today is so awesome and stuff, and the things that I've gone through, that experience, and I've learned so much through all the failures and stuff, what to do, what not to do, when to do it, why to do it, all the above. And you know, I wouldn't take anything for that experience.
Right.
I really do, because I'm set up now that I know my limitations. I know how my brain works. I know that.
Know when to stop the bleeding.
Absolutely. But also too, I know that, hey, because I see those bright shiny objects, squirrel, you know, and it's like, and I have to pump the brakes every day.
Chase 2 rabbits, catch 9.
Focus on what you're best at, and that is the agency is 96% of my focus business wise. The consulting company ties right in with it because it makes me sharper, makes me better, and I get to help people, and that's my hobby.
Right.
You know, is that. So it's.
So you don't dread getting up and going to work every day.
No, I love.
What you do.
Yeah, I mean, this morning I was jumping and bopping around. It's 5 5:30 in the morning to,
Waiting on Jack's to open.
Yeah, no, I was in the drive-thru as soon as I get my bacon, egg, and cheese with extra bacon. But yeah, it's fun. It's
Right.
fun. And I
So-
have fun every day.
So you don't do it for the money, right? I mean,
I'm not gonna
you got to
say-
get paid.
I'm not going to
naturally,
say that it's
but it's not your why.
not for the
It's
money.
not your purpose.
Yeah.
So-
Money's not my God. I like making money.
It definitely increases.
I'm driven
your
by
choices.
money.
Yeah.
It's not my main focus, but I like to win.
Yeah.
I like to help people. That sounds cliche, but in the business I'm in, I look at it as an insurance agent. My position in somebody's life is just as on the same playing field as their attorney, their family doctor, their accountant, and me, because I make sure if something bad happens that they're taken care of.
So you would consider yourself the trusted advisor.
Absolutely.
That's what you are to your clients, trusted advisor in the area of insurance. That's great. Any word of advice to folks out there watching or that will watch this in the future, as far as maybe even millennials, right? Because that's our younger friends in the industry.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah, I don't really see you. I mean, I'm very on the edge of millennial. So he says he's 35. I haven't seen his driver's license.
No, I promise. I know I look older.
Maybe it's
really
the miles of wisdom.
I was born in
that you-
'83. I was born in '83. Don't let the gray hairs fool you. Oh man, I guess
We have a couple minutes left.
I guess the big takeaway from this is, man, stay focused. Keep the main thing the main thing. If you're not happy right now, if you're not motivated, if you don't get excited about getting up in the morning and doing what you do, there is always the option to change what you're doing.
Right.
But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expect a different result. That's not going to happen. But I think you can fake it till you make it.
Right.
That goes back to back to the Bible. I mean, there's so many times is, this is what the situation you got at hand. Make the best out of it. Do it at 100% you can, and I really believe that good will come out of it. Things will happen. So maybe you're not in the position you're wanting to be in right now. Maybe you're not where you want to be financially, spiritually, in your home life, whatever else. But work harder at it. Work harder at it. And sometimes you've got to, when you don't feel good, just start smiling, and next thing you know, you'll feel better. But there's a lot of different things you can do to make that day start off better and get yourself motivated. And if you keep doing those things long enough, next thing you know, you'll be in a better mood.
Yeah, I mean, they're folks that'll always say, you're lucky, you're this, you're that, it falls, just falls in your lap. But I mean, I'm a firm believer that the harder you work, the harder you grind, the more luck that you'll find.
That's right. Create your own.
Well, I appreciate you, coming in with us today and giving us some of your precious time, your grind time, Monday morning grind time. If anybody out there were to need a trusted advisor in the area of insurance, like yourself, how would they reach you? How would they
Absolutely.
contact?
We have offices in Prattville, Montgomery, Muscle Shoals, and Florence. Our direct number is 256-248-1440. Find us online at allstatelonglewis.com. That's Allstate, ALLSTATELONGLEWIS.com. We're at any Long Lewis location in the state, Monday through Saturday, from 7 to 7. We're there 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I guarantee there's no other insurance agent open on those late hours and that early in the morning and on the weekends. But we that's the best way to get in touch with us or call us. I'll give you my personal cell phone number, 256-415-0635, or find me here on Facebook. If I can ever help you in any way, I'd love to.
He doesn't hide. He's all over Facebook, guys. Well, that's it. We're gonna, promise you guys 23 minutes of value. Hope that you guys have found some value in this. Found some little bit of motivation. Hope it helps your day. Hope it helps your week. Myself, I'm with Capstone Realty here in Florence, Alabama. If we can help you with anything, we'd love the opportunity to earn your business. Number 256-766-0000. You can hit me up on Facebook, or you can call me on my cell phone, 256-335-5340. Until next time, this is Josh and Shane checking out Monday Morning Mojo. Thank you guys for watching, and like and share this post if you would be so great to do so. Thanks.